Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Happy Canada Day. As you can see, I've got my little Canada Day shirt on and I thought it would be super fun to do with you a get ready with me using only Canadian branded makeup. Some of these are made in Canada, most of them are just Canadian based brands, so I thought it would be super fun in celebration of Canada's 151st birthday and see how these products work out for me. Some of them I've never used before, some of them I've used several times but in different ways. We'll get to that in a minute. So sit back, enjoy. I got my Tim Hortons here, as you can see. Timmy's, can't go wrong with a Timmy's coffee for Canada Day. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please feel free to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. As some of you know, I am not born Canadian. I'm actually from the US. I am a Texan, proud and true Texan, but I'm also proud to live in a great country of Canada. There's so many things about Canada that's just worth celebrating. One of them is it's a land of opportunity, just like US is, but Canada has brought many opportunities for myself and my family, and I'm proud to live here and call it my home now. So let's jump into this before it gets to be too long of a video, and let's get started. First, go easy on me. I'm not a makeup artist. But I do my best and I have fun with it, and that's really what makeup is about, is having fun and enjoying what you're doing and playing in it. So go easy on me. So in the comment section, let me know if you also agree with using some of these products in the ways that I'm going to, or if there's some other looks that you would have come up with. I'd appreciate any comments that you have. Please be positive. Anyway, let me stop rambling and jump on into getting this makeup on. So first, we're going to start with this Joe Fresh. This is the Sheer Tint Oil-Free Lightweight in the shade Porcelain. I've tried this once and we're going to just see how it goes. I have some breakouts on my face right now, around my nose area, but we're just going to see how this goes on. I did bring down my beauty sponge. This seems to be a pretty good match. I have my little sponge here. I'm just gonna kind of blend this in. I did conceal and prime my eyes before I started, just for time's sake, because I know that once I get talking, this could turn into a 30-minute video. So for time's sake, I went ahead and did those two steps early. This actually feels really nice on the skin. Joe Fresh is a Canadian brand. It is sold in Shoppers Drug Mart and Superstore. I haven't seen it in Walmart. Let me know if I'm wrong, if it's in Walmart too. Just gonna use a little bit more of that. It's sheer, but it looks really pretty on the skin. I'm actually quite happy with that. Need some extra around my nose. What do you guys use for your foundation? A sponge or a brush? Or your fingers? I used to use a finger for many, many years. And then my daughter got me that Kat Von D brush, which I talked about in my sentimental makeup. And I have been using a brush since. I only use a sponge typically for concealer and when I'm building up extra coverage around areas that need. So I don't use my sponge for everything. And yes, I know this sponge is dirty. It needs to be cleaned. This isn't a Canadian brand sponge. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna go into my Marcelle translucent powder. I'm gonna use this to set everything I just did. My skin's pretty dry, extra dry lately, which is really strange for summer. But let me just get some of the product into the lid. I'm just using a powder brush. Yes, this is a Tarte brush. We won't talk about that. Marcelle is a Canadian brand. It is sold in Walmart, Shoppers, and I believe it might be in Superstore. I'm not sure. I don't shop at Superstore too much. I like this powder. This is a nice powder. And it's a really good price. Typically Marcelle's on the higher end of a drugstore Canadian brands. It's a little bit more expensive than some of the other brands I've been using, Joe Fresh and Annabelle, which we'll get to here in a second. But I really do like this. Oh, the breakouts on my nose. Like I'm 15 years old again, you guys. Yeah. That looks really good. I'm just going to use a little tiny bit here to set what I did on my eyes for the primer and the concealer. Just to prevent cakiness. So as I said, I am actually an American. Was born in Texas and lived there for a large portion of my life. So as such, I was wondering if you guys might want to see a 4th of July get ready with me. Do some red, white, and blue. Celebrate both of the lands that I love. Let me know if you think it would be fun. And excuse me as I drink my coffee while we do this. Iced coffee for the win. Those of you who know me in real life know that I drink one of these every single day. I know it's terrible, but my gosh, they're delicious. Okay, so now we have our powder done. I'm just gonna brush through my brows. I don't have a brow pencil that is Canadian made, so I'm not gonna use that today. As you can see, I have pretty decent brows. They're pretty thick. Sometimes they just need a little bit of brushing. We're not gonna do a super glam look. We're gonna keep it pretty simple today because I'm wearing a red lip, you know, to go with the whole Canada theme. So since my lip is going to be so bold, I'm going to try to keep my eye look pretty neutral, pretty light. I don't go full glam on an everyday as it is. So we have that. Let's start with a multi-stick. This is in the color Cashew. These multi-sticks are wonderful. You can use them as blush, lipstick, or eyeshadow. I'm going to use it as an eyeshadow today. I've never done this, so we're going to kind of see how this goes. I love it as a lipstick. But Bite is a Canadian brand also, born out of Toronto. Fantastic products. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm just taking a little bit on my brush, and I'm just going to go to the crease of my eye. Oh, that's pretty. It's surprising how these multi-sticks work. You would think that it would be too greasy on your eye, that it'd be too shimmery, but these are just, they're like magic. I don't know how they do this, but they're beautiful on the lips. They're moisturizing. I mean, it's super creamy on my eye and just buttery, and it's blending awesome. Darken this up a little bit. I have another multi-stick in the color Gelato, and it's more of a purple color. I'll definitely be using it for eyes as well, because I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Awesome. Next I have this Joe Fresh little palette here. I got this on clearance. Haven't used it. I've swatched it. It seems okay. It's just shimmery colors, so that's why I needed to go in something a little more matte to build up some shadow. And we're going to use these shimmery colors here. I'm going to start with this darkest color, number 3. And I'm going to use that on the outer corner of my eye. Just going to use a blending brush. I'm going to go right in there, tap off the excess because it's pretty powdery. Yeah, there's not a lot of color payoff in this. I'm wondering if that's why it was on sale. Let's try using my finger. All else fails, use a finger. And let me know if you guys have used any of these products before and how they've worked for you. I feel like that a lot of the Canadian brands are overlooked. I know that I've been guilty of doing that. When I go makeup shopping in a drugstore specifically. I mean, this isn't great quality. I'm thinking this is why it was 75% off. But that's okay. It can be good thing we're going for this light look. See, without that Bite multi-stick, there's no way you can make this palette work. There's just no color payoff to it. That's okay. And next I'm gonna go into the number 2 here. I'm gonna use this in the middle of my eye. I'm going to use my fingers because these aren't very pigmented. Using your fingers, you have better color payout. Usually colors, shimmery colors specifically, don't sit on brushes too well. Excuse me. I'm just putting this in the middle third of my eye. And I have slightly hooded eyes, so this will probably transfer to the top of my lid before lunchtime. It's coming out pretty, actually. Then I'm going to take number 1 and I'm just going to put this on the last third of my eye into the inner corner. See guys, you don't need fancy brushes all the time to make products work. Fingers do wonders. some more of that color. And if you have hooded eyes or slightly hooded eyes, to build the color up, you need to go just above your crease just a bit. So that's what I'm going to do here. Looks pretty good. Brow highlight. I really need to get my brows done. Very shimmery. We're going to use this as our highlight today too. Okay, next up I have the MAC eyeliner in the little pot. This is actually made in Canada. Again, MAC was born out of Toronto. And I have the color Blacktrack. Just a little pot. I've never used this, as you can see. So, and I don't typically use gel liners. This is going to be a first for me. I've used them before. This is a first for me with this gel liner and with this brush. So, we'll see how this goes. Just going to dip a bit in here. I'm going to start on my lower lash line. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just doing the best I can. If I had some dark brown eyeshadow, I would have used that on my lower lash line, but I'm being creative today, as you can see. This is a nice liner. I think the Tarte liner I had kind of scared me away from gel liners. MAC. I like this liner. MAC is probably the most famous Canadian brand. I know they were bought by Estee Lauder in 1994, I believe, but they were born in Canada. In fact, their little receipts still show how proud they are of that. So now we're going to try to use a bit as a liner on top. The first time I've ever filmed myself doing makeup before. Just a bit of a wing. So thank you for not judging me too harshly. Yeah, it's a bit slower than using my pin eyeliner, but it's still pretty dang good. Whew. Okay, time for a drink. Now we're going to do the other eye. Let's start with green. the best at wings. Some days, let me tell you, they look like they're cousins instead of sisters. Q-tip and clean this up a bit. Doesn't look so terrible. Did okay for being a newbie. Now I think we're ready to go in with some mascara. I have the Annabelle Lash Launcher. This is a really good mascara. I'm very, very picky about mascaras, and this is really great for lengthening, which is something that I really enjoy, is lengthening mascaras. The wand is rubbery. It's pretty good for separation. And it doesn't have goop around the wand. Do you know how much I hate that? So I'm thinking of doing a mascara showdown. I'm going to take the 10 mascaras I have and do before and after and go through a different one each day. Kind of do a showdown of which mascara is the best. Put a little bit on my lower lash line. And Annabelle is a Canadian brand. You can find it in Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart. I believe it is in Superstore. And it is really inexpensive. Prices are amazing. And so far with this mascara, it's performing better than some of my high-end mascaras that I have. So I'm quite happy with this. I've worn it about 4 times. And it hasn't smudged, hasn't flaked, don't have raccoon eyes, and it's not clumpy. So, and look at the length on that. Super nice. Let me just fix that in the middle. Now I'm making it clumpy. And usually with these you get like a buy one get one. It comes in a 2-pack, so you get like 2 mascaras for $9. It would be this one and like a different kind of mascara, or sometimes they come with like their lip balm, like a lippy. So I got this with the lippy, and it's really good value. I have the Annabelle blush. This is in the color, what color is this? Chestnut, which I don't know why it's called chestnut. It's kind of a mauve color. I'm not sure why, but it looked really pretty. I've worn it once. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna use my Quo brush. This brush, if I told you how old this was, you would probably slap me for keeping it, but it's one of the first makeup things I bought in Canada, so I'm gonna hang on to it. It still works, and I like using it for blush. And instead of putting it on the apples of the cheeks, I usually put it along my cheekbone. So I'm just gonna kind of show you what I do. And then you blend it in to the apple of your cheek. And you blend it up into your temple. going to do some highlight. I'm going to go back into that Joe Fresh palette and I'm going to use the color number 1 that I have, and we're going to just take some on our finger, and I'm just going to put some along, whoa, my cheekbones. Holy Hannah, that is pigmented. It is shimmery. And the point of this is that you do not have to use highlighters for highlighting, and you don't have to use eyeshadow for eyeshadow. You can be creative and use products in different ways. As I don't have a Canadian highlighter, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to use this palette in a versatile way. Oh, that's gonna be a blinding highlight. It looks good. I kind of like it as a highlighter, which is another way to use that. So, to line my lips, I don't have a Canadian made liner specifically, but I do have a Nudestix in the pencil form. Nudestix is a Canadian brand. I'm going to use this pencil to line my lips, and then I'm going to go in with my MAC Proud to Be Canadian shade. That's the name of it, Proud to Be Canadian, and I'm going to use that as my lipstick today. So go in with Proud to Be Canadian, just a perfect red. I love the shade. Everyone, this is what the red lipstick looks like. It came out okay. I'm not sure I would wear the Nudestix with the MAC. This seems to be a little bleedy, not a great choice for a liner, so this one's good if you're just going to use it as just a lipstick, but bad call on my part for using it as a liner. This MAC Proud to Be Canadian, a beautiful red shade, as you can see. I'm so happy with it, so happy with it. The Annabelle Lash Launcher, beautiful mascara, well worth the money. I recommend picking this up if you're Canadian and you happen to see it in stores. The Joe Fresh palette came out pretty good, pretty versatile. It's a little bit chalky, it does have some fallout, and it's not super pigmented, but it works for highlighting and just simple looks. I love the Annabelle blush. Highly recommend this. The Marcelle translucent powder is wonderful, and I'm really happy with this Joe Fresh tinted. Happy with that, and of course the Bite Multi-Stick is the winner of the day, along with this MAC gel liner and the MAC lipstick. Super great. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy you could be here, and thank you again for supporting my channel. Subscribe and give it a thumbs up. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.